Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to F'd Up True Crime. If you want to follow us, just head over to F'd Up True Crime pages on all the major social media networks. Nobody has seen 29-year-old Lauren Dumolo since June 19th, 2020. Cape Coral Police Department considers her disappearance suspicious. On June 19th, Lauren's live-in boyfriend was reportedly the last person to see her. That same day, her purse was found at 4 Freedoms Park, close to her apartment. It was also on the night of the 19th when Lauren's father, Paul, stated he received a disturbing call from Lauren's boyfriend, Gabriel. Paul said Lauren's boyfriend told him he went to work that day, and when he returned to the apartment, Lauren was gone.
Benya told me he last saw her on Friday morning when he left for work. When he got home, Dumolo was gone.
So my thing is she went out with one of her friends. Her friend got her all messed up and drug, and I don't know what, after that, I don't know what happened.
A man who wishes to remain anonymous has said that he saw Lauren on the 19th at around 8 a.m. and he waved to her. He said that the day before, on the 18th, Lauren had asked him about available apartments, saying she wanted to get out of the situation she was in, but wasn't any more specific than that. Lauren's boyfriend, Gabriel Penner, was one of the last people to have any dealings with her. Gabriel claims he said goodbye to her on that mysterious Friday morning before he went to work at around 6 a.m. He also stated that he didn't hear from her after he left to go to work. He claims he didn't get a call or text from her that morning. Just after 10 a.m. on the same morning, someone used Lauren's phone to try to video chat with Gabriel, but the call was unanswered. Lauren's sister Cassie said Lauren doesn't leave the house without her phone, and Lauren doesn't not contact us. Lauren's cell phone was discovered inside the apartment, but her purse was found that same day at the nearby 4 Freedoms Park, Florida, where she's known to visit with her mother, who lives nearby, according to Detective Nick Jones with the Cape Coral Police Department. This was a fact that didn't come out until a week after she was reported missing. On June 20th, Paul, Lauren's father, calls Gabriel asking if his daughter had returned home, and Gabriel told him that she hadn't been there. Paul then called local police and he requested a wellness check since he lived in California. The department did go to the house, but there was no answer at the door. Paul then called Gabriel and requested he do a missing persons report down at the local police station. Gabriel responded saying, "I'm not going back to our apartment, I'm going to stay at a friend's house." Sunday, June 21st, Father's Day. Lauren didn't call Paul for Father's Day, and he said it was very much out of character for her, and that's where the worry continued and deepened. More pressure was placed on Gabriel to make that police report. On the same night, Gabriel said he called the cops, but he said that the police never showed. When the father, Paul, called the police department the next day, questioning whether Gabriel had filed a report, Cape Coral PD denied ever receiving a call from Gabriel. After that, an unknown person threatened Gabriel, warning him that if he didn't go and file a report, that he would be sorry. When he went in, he told the police that I'm filing a missing persons report because unknown person told me to. He wasn't there under his own volition. Wednesday, June 24th, police have the phones, finally, that were found in the apartment by Gabriel. One worked and one didn't. It was also at this time when Paul flew into Southwest Florida from California once a report was filed. He has said that his daughter's disappearance is very much out of character, and it was then that Lauren's case went from missing to missing and endangered.
It's always been my biggest fear that my daughter's gone.
Words no father ever wants to say. For 32 days, Paul Dumolo has searched, prayed, and waited for his daughter Lauren's safe return.
It's been exhausting. I've been here almost a month now, and not a day has gone by where I haven't been out either talking with people, searching for her where possible she could possibly be.
Lauren's birthday just days ago.
She was 30 years old. That was probably the worst day out of all of this.
But neither Dumolo nor the community will give up. Day by day, search teams like this one have gone door to door, handing out flyers and holding out hope for any clue as to her whereabouts. Flyers still hang here at Four Freedoms Park in Cape Coral, a place she often visited.
These people have taken out their own time. You know, they don't have to do this.
The anguished father does feel they're getting closer to getting answers. He also hired a private investigator.
The biggest hope would be that my daughter was alive and she'd be found safe. Well, I will not give up. I hope nobody else gives up in the search for my daughter. I will not leave Florida until I have all the answers and this is solved.
Until then, he holds on to hope and searches.
Detective Jones has been working on this case since the middle of June, when it was reported. Lauren's missing person report was filed on a Sunday, so 2 days after she vanished. Due to an error in the report that was taken, detectives didn't start investigating until 5 days after she was last heard from, according to the family. Nothing was done about it until Wednesday, when the officer that took the report was back into work, and she was the only person who could fix the clerical error. Worried, Paul stated that he had a gut feeling as a father, and that she would have at least called somebody, and she would have answered his texts. Paul admits that his daughter's gone through some tough times, but has been on the straight and narrow since she lost custody of her child 2 years ago. Lauren has a daughter of 5 years old who lives up north with her paternal grandmother. But I'm not going to delve into any of that. That is the most that I will say about it, because I don't think that troubles from the past are relevant and are demeaning to the missing. He also said that she didn't want that life anymore. No matter what it was, she always knew she could reach out to me, he said. I have no choice but to think the worst right now, he said in an interview. The police department have said that the reason they elevated Lauren's case to endangered was because when someone disappears voluntarily, they take their belongings with them, aka a wallet, phone, and anything else that they may need. Now, Lauren doesn't have a car, so those other things are very important when you don't have a car.
Her father says he met with several detectives this week about the investigation. He says while he can't share specifics, he's hopeful his family will have some answers soon.
The leads they're following, I think, are really good ones. I think they are on the right path and the right track to finding out what happened to Lauren.
Lauren had recently lost her job due to the coronavirus pandemic, but she was actively searching for a new one. The day before she disappeared on Thursday, June the 18th, she was spotted on surveillance cameras applying for jobs. Her family doesn't believe someone who wanted to run away would be looking for a job before leaving the area. 1 minute she was here and the next she was just gone, her father said. So why she left her phone behind? I have a problem with that. When he arrived in Florida, Paul then went to Lauren's work at Taco Bell, where he learned that she never picked up her final paycheck. According to him and her co-workers, this is so very out of character. Cape Coral police could not confirm or deny if Gabriel is considered a person of interest in this case, but they did say that they couldn't rule anyone out. Gabriel was asked, did you have anything to do with Lauren's disappearance?
I'm worried. I'm worried and scared. I'm not scared because I didn't do anything, but I just worried that something really did happen.
But you don't think she just left on her own now, do you?
I don't think so. She left alone because she would have taken at least some clothes.
Her boyfriend said he hadn't been able to take down any pictures of her in the apartment they shared. He's hoping she is still alive for her daughter's sake, he told News Cruise. We love you to the moon and back, and not to be able to hear her voice or see her. It just hurts.
I don't think so. She left alone because she would have taken at least some clothes. And her toothbrush or her makeup.
As with most missing persons or murder investigations, investigators often question the people closest to the victim. In this case, Gabriel said he spoke to investigators and he even took a polygraph test.
Gabriel Peña told me that police brought him in to take a polygraph test, and he said he passed. But now police won't confirm the test or the results or say whether he is a suspect in Lauren Dumolo's disappearance. But now her picture is posted here at Four Freedoms Park because this is where detectives found her purse, and that was 3 weeks ago.
He then went on to say, so I think she was looking for an apartment around. And I don't know, maybe someone took advantage of that. And that was it, and never came back. That's my theory. Gabriel said she wasn't using drugs and wouldn't harm herself, and her family agreed. For weeks, Lauren's family and search teams in the community have gone door to door, handing out flyers, asking questions, and just hoping that someone has seen her. Since Lauren always started her day at Four Freedoms Park, so does the family when they start their searches, hanging on to hope for any information that could lead them to Lauren. It's exhausting and overwhelming, Paul told Dateline. I come out here from California in June and not a day has gone by that I haven't searched for my daughter or talked to people trying to figure out where she could be. On July 2nd, a shirt was found by the waterline at Four Freedoms Park. Lauren's father, Paul, told Dateline their family is convinced the shirt belongs to Lauren. Here's that clip.
And it was found like right in here.
This is where Lauren's sister says she and Lauren's boyfriend found a shirt lying uncovered in the sand, a shirt that looked familiar.
And we ran over to it, and it was a like burgundy lace shirt that Lauren commonly wore. We, took a look at it and compared it to photos that she was in.
But the shirt brought more questions than answers for Lauren's family.
It's panic. It's, oh my God, like how did this get here? Because we've been frequenting this park a lot. We've been through this park probably 2 to 3 times a day, every day for the last week and a half.
You don't know if it was left there as evidence because something bad has happened to her, or was it left there for us to have like false hope?
Lauren's sister called police, who took the shirt as evidence. They looked for more clues but didn't find anything else. Wink News safety and security expert Rich Kolko says this shirt could be a step in the right direction.
Now they have a shirt, so they've got something to investigate. They can do interviews. When did that shirt get there? When did somebody find it? Who saw it?
Lauren's family says every little bit helps, but they will not stop until they find Lauren and bring her home safe.
I haven't stopped. I have done as much as I possibly can from the time I wake up till it gets dark and then some.
We just want to hold her and hug her and kiss her and just know that she's okay.
Detectives Jones said authorities also believe the shirt found is Lauren's. Detective Nick Jones said, "We did find a shirt. It is here at the police department. We do believe that it's hers. I don't have anything confirming 100%, but we do believe it's hers." Another 3 weeks later, her boyfriend Gabriel spoke to Wink News about what he thinks happened to his girlfriend. By this stage, Lauren had been missing for 7 weeks. Major crime investigators are looking into the possibility of homicide. In a situation like this, where someone has been missing for this amount of time, we treat it as serious as possible, explained Detective Jones. Because it was abnormal for her not to contact anybody and the obvious circumstances in her disappearance, it was upgraded to an endangered missing person. Lauren's family is holding out hope that they will be reunited with her, but it is hitting them very hard. I think she was murdered, Paul said. I think something happened and either she got into an argument with somebody or somebody tried to sexually abuse her or take her and she was murdered. Until I have actual evidence that it was something else, that's my belief. Cape Coral police are following any leads, but will not release the names of any persons of interest. Every detective in my unit, there are 9 of us, have interviewed multiple people, Detective Jones said. There isn't any one person I wouldn't rule out right now. Detective Jones confirms this case is not cold, and his team, they've had a lot of help from the community. Volunteer search teams from Marco Island have looked around Cape Coral in hopes of finding even the smallest piece of evidence. Please, 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 try to ignore the helicopters that are hovering over the house. We actually have a missing person here right now, and I would normally go out and help with the search, but with coronavirus and us not being allowed to go out because our daughter is a high risk, it's a little bit difficult, but we've got a massive park right behind us, and right now there is a massive search going on, so I will also update you on that. Divers searched the lake just where the shirt was found, but they couldn't release any information as to whether they did find any evidence through this dive. But it has been a good couple of weeks now, and if they did, they're keeping very tight-lipped. Detective Jones was asked if he believed she was still alive, and he said he can't answer that. He did say he hasn't ever worked a case where his victim has been gone this long.
What stands out about this case?
I haven't found her yet. I've never had a case where a missing person case that I haven't solved yet. So that's what stands out.
So it's probably really bugging you.
It's tough. I'm a father myself. I have 3 kids, and one of them is a daughter. I have a girl.
This case has grown personal. Lots of long hours.
We've had our Marine unit out there. We've had canine dogs out there. We've had underwater drones, in the basin, as well as searching and canvassing the surrounding neighborhoods.
I asked him about Lauren's boyfriend, Gabriel Peña, who told me over the phone Friday.
I'm worried and scared. I'm not scared because I ain't doing anything.
Has he been cleared yet? Do you guys still look at him as a suspect?
Can't answer that.
But?
I am not, at this point, I am not ruling anything out. And I won't rule it out until I find her.
He's taking all possibilities into consideration, and he feels his job will not be complete until he finds Lauren one way or another. So far, Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers has received a few tips, but no substantial leads.
At this point, everything attached to Lauren has been flagged, so if she went and she used a credit card or a debit card somewhere, we would know that. So with every hour that passes, with every day that passes, it becomes a little bit more desperate to find out where she is.
It's well known that Gabriel, the boyfriend, hasn't helped with any of the searches of the young mother. June 15, 2014, Gabriel was charged with domestic battery against his ex-wife, and he was booked and released within a day. He also spent time behind bars due to child support he owed to the ex-wife. He also told reporters he passed a polygraph, but law enforcement won't comment on this. I did try talking to someone in the department, but received no response, which is not surprising in a continuing investigation. Over the time she's been missing, her 30th birthday came and went. Lauren is 5 foot, 110 pounds, and she was a frequent walker in the area and did not own a car, as stated before. She has light brown hair, dyed blonde with brown roots, brown eyes, and was last seen wearing the t-shirt and shorts. She has several tattoos, one namaste on her right side, a symbol on her wrist, a New York symbol on her pelvis, and rosary beads on her ankle. The reward for information about the whereabouts of Lauren Dumolo is now up to $8,000 after a Marco Island businessman added $5,000 to the effort. If you know something, please say something. If there are any updates, I will make sure that I will get them to you, because there's a lot going on in Florida at the moment. They believe there is an active serial killer that is not tied to this case, as we know. And there are a lot of missing women right now. So if we have any updates on any of these, I will bring them to you. As you may scroll through, you'll see that I've done 2 pieces on Leela Cabot, the 21-year-old mother who has been missing for going on 3 weeks now, and her son was found wandering alone in an apartment complex. I have just about finished gathering all the information I need for the fishing trip massacre, which also took place in Florida, and I will have that to you in the next day or so. Thanks for joining us today, and we will see you tomorrow with the fishing trip massacre, unless we have updates before then. Bye.